All right. All right. All right. Wait for everybody to get in and find your seats. Class is now in session. What's up, everybody? It's the Ham Radio Crash Course. I am Hashnasi, Ki6NAZ. What's up? I already got people in the chat. What's up, guys? Hosh Hype. Oh, that's new. I haven't heard that before. Very good. All right. So we got a lot to talk about, as always. Let's get my camera here fixed a little bit. There we go. Everybody's flying in right now. Hey, Vanessa Kitty's in the chat, too. Got a big day, big week going on the gun channel side. We got the gun show loophole going on. That's kind of what you see right here. Right here, gun show loophole. Gun Websites was in town, came by, stopped by my abode. I got to hang out with him. That was really cool. So anyway, as always, this show is about moving forward with radio. Our goal here is to make small increments, learn more, and learn by doing, learn by reading, but also learn by doing, get some things going, and you get better at it as you go, right? That's the whole plan here. So anyway, Ham Radio Crash Course on Facebook. Got to mention that again. Make sure everybody goes and joins that, particularly if you get your technician license, your general, or your extra. Do check that out. Join there. If you got questions, that's the right place to go. I respond on Ham Radio Crash Course, and you got people that respond even faster than me, and they're smarter than me too, so you should go check that out. I am happy to say ban conditions on HF are opening up a little bit. Normally you see how we're poor all across the board, and then it's good or it's fair at night. It's good at night now, and it's fair during the day. That's spectacular. So if you are on the HF, now things are looking a little bit up. What's up, guys? All right, lots of highs. Got some two Connecticut's. Three? Oh, Bill. Yeah. Okay, very cool. A lot of Connecticut. Minnesota. How cold is it in Minnesota right now? 3 weeks till my exam. DJ. I always mess up your name. Schnibs? Schnibs, that's it. DJ Schnibs. I love it. Yeah, we got Zach giving out the Discord link, which I'll be on it, but it's gonna be a little short today. I got a lot going on. This week was crazy, guys. I think I got like 4 hours of sleep before I woke up to go to work like 2 days ago, and I didn't sleep very much last night. So I'm rocking it. I wanted to hang out with G Webs when he was in town, and it's difficult to do that. But anyway, so also no K6 TRW swap meet on Saturday. I'm not gonna be able to go to it. I'm gonna be busy. But if you're in the area, you should still go get your license. There's some other folks going. If you want to meet up just amongst yourself, go to the Ham Radio Crash Course and post something, and a lot of people see you that way. What else? We got a giveaway. We do have a giveaway today. So again, I changed the frequency 145.555. If you can make a contact with me, you get to choose whether you want the AK-47 playing cards provided by Gun Websites here on the YouTubes, or the Old West Guns playing cards. Very nice cards. And again, this is on gunchannels.com and Gun Websites on YouTube. Good friend of mine, and he's doing some pretty cool stuff. He's also doing that gun show loophole tour where he goes around now he's going over the western United States to go to different gun shops, like historical locations, and do videos from there to kind of like capture them, because in certain ways it's a little piece of history, a little piece of Americana that is could be lost one day. Anyway, so make your contacts there. The screen, right? I keep doing that. There's the frequency 145.555. If you want to try me, the bands might cooperate. Laundry sauce pack. It's a bottle of Dawn dish soap, and if somebody can figure out the reference there, you'll get 5 Hashnasi points. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll figure it out. Discord chat I mentioned. We've got the stuff going on Patreon. The newsletter is coming out. I'm gonna work on it this week because I'm gonna have a nice little downtime where I can sit down and be creative. So that's gonna be good. Oh, beer. This one is important, guys. This is very important. Figueroa Mountain 6th anniversary Grand Cru. I found this at the Bevmo. I did not check the price, and I went and checked out, and I love my AK, got it. It's a Red Dawn. It's a Red Dawn. It's a bottle of Dawn dish soap that happens to be red. It's a Red Dawn, right? Red Dawn. Anyway, they're on their 7th anniversary, but they had some left over the 6th. This thing was $25. So prepare yourselves. 14% alcohol. It's a Grand Cru, barrel aged. It's aged in apple, pear brandy, grape brandy, and whiskey barrels. This is gonna be. Oh yeah, see my cup? Yeah, what's up with that? Beautiful. Oh man, look at this thing. This is gonna be a monster. Whew. Looks good. 64 people watching right now. If you would be so kind as to give me the thumbs up there and click it, that'd be great. Also click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's scary good. A lot of times, so I've had expensive beers. I've had all kinds of beer. But that is very good beer. Sometimes you pay like top dollar for a beer, $15, up to $20 for a bomber bottle, and you get it and you're like, oh, this is just like offensive. It's aggressive for no reason. This is smooth. Little bit of fig. Ooh. Cheers on that one. All right. Yes, so Carter Vlogs asked, are you going to do a Discord? I mentioned it in the beginning. Yeah, I'll hop over for a little bit. I've got a lot going on the family side, and I got to get back to the family stuff. But we're going to make this a good chat because we got a lot to talk about. Talking about satellites. So really, when you're saying satellites, it's kind of a broad term. And by the way, if anybody still wants to make a contact, just break in. Just say get on 145.555 on FM Simplex and just try your hand at it. And my antenna's pretty good right now. So if you're in the Southern California area and you think you may have an open shot to Cerritos, California, give it a shot. Let's do it. Oh, and before I forget, when it says band close, they're talking about skip. They're talking about sporadic E propagation, which we'll talk about later when we get to the Q&A. Red Dawn was a movie, and they made a remake of the movie, and the remake wasn't nearly as good as the original with the guy from Roadhouse. Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything. Julie Newmar. Patrick Swayze, the Swayze train, as referenced in Trailer Park Boys. Wow, my mind is shot. Okay, so we're going to space. Bring your radio. Well, there's a lot of low Earth orbit satellites all around our planet, around Earth. Obloid sphere. Not completely round. And low Earth orbit, generally Holland butt, and some of them have ham radio equipment on it. They have repeaters, simple simplex repeaters, right? And we can, when we are under the footprint of that antenna, we can do one-to-one simplex communication. So it's kind of like a really fast-moving repeater, except that it's a simplex repeater. Okay. So in a nutshell, radio, you key up the satellite. Now we're talking FM, right? FM, but there's CW and there's digital modes and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with satellite. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. That's baby Ben, when he was like, I think, maybe 2 years old. You key up the radio, low Earth orbit, short contacts. You're talking like in the order of 9 minutes at most when the satellite's directly overhead, because what's more often than not, satellites are going to be canted to you. 10 degrees is about as low as you can go above the horizon, and then 90 degrees is near vertical. And near vertical, you get a longer contact, but there's some issues with that as well, which we'll talk about. Fast QSOs. So when you're on a satellite, your QSOs are fast and furious. I gotta grab something. I'm gonna need it. I need a prop. Need my prop. Okay, good. Fast and furious QSOs. Okay. How do you get started? Well, it's easy. It's easy to get started. You need a bow fang, at least, with a rubber ducky. Now, you're not going to have the greatest effect, but you can make it work. Even the rubber ducky will get you there. And then as things start to progress, if you like it, if you're interested in doing it, or you get some success and you think it's really cool, you can progress. And it's actually kind of an easy, gradual stepping stones of progression with satellite. Unless you're talking about buying a massive radio, which then you're gonna get what you pay for in a lot of ways. Oh, I see what I did here. So I want that like that, and then I wanna, yeah. I had my video up in the chat. I was wondering why I was looking at my magic light and it's sitting there like in the middle of chat. It's like I've never done this before. So with the satellite comes a chance to also operate people on the International Space Station. Now, a lot of the American astronauts don't have amateur radio licenses anymore, but a lot of Russian cosmonauts do, and a lot of Japanese cosmonauts do. And they do all kinds of fun stuff when they're up there. They do FM voice, they do slow scan television, and in fact, I have to make a note. We got to talk about SSTV. Somebody remind me if I don't remember. April 2nd through the 12th, I believe, is a Russian cosmonaut event where they honor their Russian cosmonauts, and they'll actually be just constantly transmitting slow scan television from the International Space Station. I'm super into trying to get some of that stuff going on. I'm shotgun. Oh, Jerry, what's up, Jerry? Jerry's in the chat of YouTube fame. Looking forward to see that soda video he's working on. He was texting me earlier. We were texting back and forth, and he was saying he's making it all. He's got it done. Pretty much got it all put together. Now he's making it extra ham sexy. So that's where you want to be. Okay, so I said, where can you start? Well, you can start with Baofeng. What have I talked about? And this black background is going to work perfectly for this. Your Baofeng aerial, right? This little vertical stick. The null zone is right out of the tip. So there's just a vertical line. You can draw a vertical line out of here where there's no RF radiating out of this vertically. So all your RF is coming out of the sides of the antenna, and it's kind of like woo, wavy. So what you got to do is you got to cant your radio to follow the path of the satellite. You're going to aim your omnidirectional antenna at the satellite as it's moving across the sky. And this works. People can do this. You can see no non-air school voice contact since Astro Wheels, I think. I think you might be right. Well, yeah, for Americans, right? But non-Americans, they're still licensed amateurs up there. I don't know, that may not be the case, but anyway. You can be prepared to do this regardless. It could change at any time. Anyway. So you point your radio and kind of just go with the arc of the satellite. We'll talk about how you figure out what's going on there. And in fact, I just got a notice at FalconSat 3 in 1 minute. We should try. Hold on. We're going to try to get fancy here. FalconSat 3. I was trying to get my my Go Sat Watch app to connect to my computer like it always does. Falcon Watch. I'm going to go to passes. But my QuickTime stopped working with it for some reason. So, okay, FalconSat is good. How do I get... I don't know the receive frequency for this guy. Okay, got him. Oh well. Oh well. I was getting too fancy. I can only do so much, guys. I try to do a lot, but I can only do so much. All right, anyway. So, you have to be knowledgeable about the pass as far as the arc that the satellite's going to be taking going over your house or wherever your location is. I use an app called Go Sat Watch. And literally, you download this to your phone or your iPad, and you can say, I want to see all the satellites for amateur radio, and it will display them based off of your QTH, the location that you put in. If you put in a zip code or a city or whatever, it'll find where you're at, and then it'll figure out what's close and local. Now, what you do with that, which is kind of cool, is you bring it up. Let's see the sky. So, come on, buddy. Oh, Black Betty. So with this app, it's actually location smart. It knows how you're pointing it. So that yellow line right there is actually the path that the satellite's taken. So you can literally go sit in your front yard and you can follow the path. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's come up already. It's coming up and it's going to go across this way. And if you were keyed or if you were receiving on the right frequency, you might be able to hear it. And you might hear people talking, and then you can try and make contacts with them. 435103. Okay. Hope that's the receive. Gotta open your squelch. Four, 3, 5, 1, 0, 3? Or are we counting for a Doppler? We'll talk about Doppler in a second. That's important. I can't fine-tune down. I can hear 2730A, ICOM 2730A. Let's see where we're at. So I'm doing this with an Omni. It's right here. Yeah, it's about 42 degrees above the horizon, so using a... Oh, okay, I don't... So, good point. Somebody said that's digital. Okay, let me cover that really quick. If it's a digital mode, it's going to be staticky, or it's going to have a tonal sound, or whatever. And you use websites... Let me go back to my charts here, otherwise it's not going to make any sense. You go to websites like n2yo.com, and you can use the GoSatWatch app to find the amateur radio antennas that will be doing passes, and then you go to n2yo.com, and it will tell you what frequencies and what modes that the satellite is on. Case in point, I can show you what that looks like. So there's n2yo, and we're looking at... Can I refresh this? Let's go ahead and refresh that right now. ADV Jason says Iridium is the satellites I use to control. I want to try Iridium. I've mainly worked with SO50. SO50 is the one that I seem to have good luck with. So what time is it? Local time is, that's 7, 8, 9, 2 ahead, so 19, 18. So yeah, sure enough, FalconSat. Now let's listen to it. It is... Mode is, it's a beacon. Mode is 96 GMSK. Yeah, so there you go. And then you've got FunCube, which is AO73. And that is BPSK is the mode. 12 BPS. So I'd like something that was like CW. Is this CW? Oh, this isn't CW. I don't know if it's active, though. I don't know anything about XW2D. Yeah, that's going to be BPSK, though. This first move looked interesting. Does anybody know first move? It's BPSK CW. Anyway, I'll ask the question. I'm going to go back to my slides. You guys can respond. So you're basically just going to have to figure out where the satellites are, right? First step. figure them out. Where are they? GoSat Watch is good. N2YO is free. You just go to the website and you can look up what's local. And you basically just go out, figure where it's at, figure out its path, and then you start pointing the radio at it. Start pointing the radio at it and calling. Now, as we just found out, right, because we were looking at FalconSat, not an FM satellite, so you're not going to be able to talk to anybody anyway. So, good to know. There is a CW beacon on what? FunCube? Oh, beacon. Yeah. So it has... Which one is it? So the beacon for that XW2D says it's CW, which I guess it's just going to print out its call sign, which is good. That is 145855. So we can just leave it there. 145855. Okay. I'll leave it there for now. What time is it? I know it's almost time. And that is... It's not on my list. I don't know which direction it's heading. Oh, I can see it here, but... Oh, wait. Let's track it. Alright, we're tracking. Okay, so it's gonna be... It's already crossed me, basically. Here's Los Angeles. Oh, wait, let me go back. Here's Los Angeles here. It's fighting with me. Satellite is in daylight. I'm kind of getting out of daylight. Well, okay, so that one's not going to be a good one because it's already kind of past us. So we're going to dip out of there. Plus, I'm not really accounting for Doppler, which, again, we're going to have to talk about Doppler. Doppler is very important. Let's go ahead. Get my passes back here. FunCube is linear, not FM. Okay. Now, we haven't got into it yet, but obviously you're noticing that there's terms I'm throwing out there like linear. We know what FM is because that's what all the Baofangs use. You might even know what single sideband is. You probably know what CW is. But there's all kinds of digital modes and things that you'd have to have special equipment for if you wanted to operate on with your radio. First move is 145970. Okay, we'll leave it at that. When does that guy come up? That guy comes up 1930. Oh, not too far away. Might as well track this guy too. Which way is this guy going? Okay, so cool. He'll pass us going vertical. So it looks like it's a north-south satellite. Back to the slides. The class must go on. Okay, so you got to figure out what you want to talk to. You got to figure out what you want to or try to receive and where they're at and what path they're on. N2Y0 or YO.com. There are other ones. You'll figure out what you like as you get more into it. That's a good place to start. Okay, HT programming. So regardless of, there's two schools of thought on this. Is most, you just saw that, right? We were only working with 2 meter and 70 centimeter generally. That's what we were going on. A lot of them are 2 meter uplink and 70 centimeter downlink. And you have to account for Doppler shift, okay? So roughly, quickly, what is Doppler shift? Well, when you're in a train station, if you've ever been in a train station, a train comes flying through. It sounds different when it's further away than when it's at you and then when it's going away. Those are different patterns, different waves. The waves are affected by the distance that they're traveling and the sound that you eventually hear. RF works in a similar way, and depending on how high the number is, 440 in the 70 centimeter area, it has a higher Doppler effect than 2 meter. So what a lot of people will do is they'll set up their radio to have multiple channels configured, like on their... Ooh, that Grand Cru's making it gassy. They'll have multiple channels in here that they are ready to kind of Doppler shift as they go through the receive cycle of a contact. Now, again, a lot going on, right? So now you've got to point the antenna at the satellite. You have to account for Doppler shift, which is going to move on you, particularly if it's a vertical, if it's a 90-degree contact. 90 degree means that at some point that satellite came up over the horizon, and you've got to account for that Doppler. And then it moved a little bit up, and you got to account for that Doppler because it's gotten closer. And then it comes to the 90-degree point, and now you have to account for that Doppler, and then it starts going away from you, and you have to do the thing in reverse. You're kind of like going from low to high to account for this Doppler shift. And that's just how you have to do it. You can try and avoid it. There are some... So when you have a 10-degree elevation contact, so something that's just kind of skimming across the horizon. It's coming up and it's just kind of skimming across. Not a lot of Doppler shift there. It's just, that's the frequency, and you kind of just ride that out. It's when you're dealing with these distance changes where it's coming to you, it's above you or at you, highest point, and then away, right? So, got to account for that. Again, these things are fast, right? The satellite is moving very fast. 11,000 to 17,000 kilometers an hour is what they're traveling at. Does this guy have a speedometer? A speedometer, yeah. It's got a speedometer on it. Oh, it's actually going to come right over me. I don't know if you can see that. Where is it? Whoop. This is Mexico City right there on the very tippy top of the page. And that guy's... That old boy's coming right over me. Well, hot damn. Okay. So that's good. We'll try to hit that. Or at least receive it. It's got a CW beacon on it, so we're going to listen for its call sign. In the chat is what my app says. Look for AO85, AO91, AO92, and SO50 for FM voice sats. There you go. So we can add that to the notes here. I'll actually do that. Why don't we go back here? Oh, these are PDF. I'm not going to mess with them right now. But that's a good point. So, It's Swift said in the chat that you're going to look for AO85, AO91, AO92, and SO50. Now, those are FM satellites. You can use your Baofeng on it. But you can still look at the n2yo.com and get the information there on what modes they support. And if you see FM, you're good to go. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Sometimes I forget that. I apologize. Sometimes I forget that I just assume everybody knows that a Baofeng is FM. It doesn't work any other modes than FM. But that's probably an assumption I should make, so thank you for the clarification there. It's Swift. So for mobile and base station programming, if you want to go to that level, if you've got the ability to have like a mobile or something a bit larger, if you've got it, leverage the CAT control, the computer-aided transceiver. So what that's going to do is the CAT control, if you're running the right applications, like RigHQ is one of them, or RigHD, it will account for the Doppler for you, and it will automatically be stepping the frequency along from the computer, telling the radio, hey, step up your frequency if you're making a contact or whatever. The advantage too, if you have computer-aided transceiver CAT control, you can actually pull a lot of that RF into your computer, and your computer can handle the digital modes, which is just how we did FT8, right? This is a very similar idea. You remember I said once you get digital mode set up for an HF radio, it's not that hard to work it in other ways. This would be another way. You could just hook up your 2 meter 70 centimeter radio and be pulling in data for whatever packet radio you want to do for that given contact, that given sat. I already said it. Run apps that handle Doppler, and basically that's taking that whole, it's really far away, it's straight up across, and now it's going away from you thing. It handles all that for you. You don't have to do this memory game switch. Did I cover enough of the HT stuff? I don't know if I have So this is the, I know that we were saying no ISS voice, but I think this is a good illustration for the Doppler. So this is 9 memory channels this person programmed, where they go from plus 3.4 kilohertz and then go all the way to 0, the actual frequency on which you should be receiving and transmitting, and then goes away to 3.4 kilohertz. That's the kind of Doppler shift you're going to have to do. And if you're operating a certain type of radio, you're going to have to be flipping through these frequencies, these memory channels as you go. It can be taxing. Some folks use this radio and its bigger brother now, or its younger brother. This is the D72A. This is a duplex radio, so you can be receiving and transmitting on 2 different frequencies. You can separate the VFOs is what I generally do. I separate the 2 VFOs and go. So, where are we at? Oh, we're still not over Mexico yet. So it's actually this, what are we looking at? First move satellite. It's going to cross Arizona. It's going to cross through Arizona first. Not going to hit us. But we still may get some sight on it. It looks like okay. Looks like we've got some elevation. That's what that yellow box means. It's implying it's coming up over the horizon. It's not that it's full. Sorry, it's active dual receive. It's dual receive, right? Dual receive on your 2 VFO channels. This is what I used to do SO50. Is I set one bank to work my receive on the Doppler, and then I just transmit with the other. I can receive it from Georgia right now? Am I on the right frequency? The truth-telling mofo says, are you planning on a general study video? Yes. Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I guess it's dual simplex. It's not full duplex. Okay. Fair enough. I can't see show footprint. But we are... Oh, there it is. Draw footprint. Boop. There you go. So California's definitely under it. I don't know that I'm on the right frequency for this thing. Because I'm not hearing a beacon. I feel like I should be able to hear it. Come on. My computer's like trying to stream and do everything else. First move. 145970. Okay. We may not hear it. KE0QHN asks, how should you program a Baofeng for that like a repeater or dual receive? Squelches down. Squelches all the way down. So I have a friend who he's on the ARISS team for California, And they run an omnidirectional sometimes to be able to talk to the ISS, or when they were doing it for the kids, and it's just a vertical omni. So you don't necessarily have to have it specifically aligned, I don't think. Anyway, so back to the question: how should you program a Baofeng for that, like a repeater or dual receive? Well, that's kind of what I was showing. You'd have to make a channel for each one of these. Okay? And that would mean you'd have to use your A bank and your B bank. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I should be able to hear him right now, so I've got something wrong. Anyway, I've got something wrong, so we're not going to worry about it right now. So you're going to basically make a memory slot for every one of these. Now, the problem with the Baofeng is... You did? You heard something? Oh! Oh, hey, thank you. The truth-telling mofo. Have to get off here and go into work. Oh, sorry about that, man. If you can hear it over my microphone and I can't hear it, I've got pretty sensitive ears and I don't hear it. Is there like a massive gap between the characters? Oh! Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now I don't feel like such a failure. Yeah, I wasn't planning on actually doing any contacts right now because I don't have anything set up for that. But also, I think that's showing people showing people the finished product is one thing. But actually, like, explaining what it is people need to do is kind of, I think, more useful. At least it gives you, again, your first step, and you can take it from there. So, you know how you got the A and B button? You can go A and B. Well, you'd have to make an A receive and a B transmit, and you'd have to jump through it every couple of minutes. You'd have to go to the next station. No, I heard something. It was very quick, but it sounded like there was a big offset between characters. Anyway, the problem you're going to have is if you want to try and do Doppler for the transmit side and Doppler for the receive side, then you're jumping through A and B and going boop, 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 and you barely have any time to make a contact. So, I've had success where I just do Doppler. You can hear a NOAA satellite on 13720. Well, let's try that. Thanks for spotting for me. Yeah, you can. So really, that person doesn't know CW. Oh, Grand Crew. Okay, so there's that is NOAA satellite, NOAA 15. Very cool. Okay. So you're basically, like I said, you're going to make a channel for all the different frequencies that you need to handle for the Doppler. On my D72, when I worked or have worked SDO 50 in the past, I'll do the Doppler for the receive, and I won't really mess with the transmit. I'll just go for it, and I've been successful. I've been able to talk to people. So let you decide how you want to do that. Yes. So you can do, the NOAA does put out SSTV weather pictures. Oh, the Drifter Workshop. Biker Bob, I think he was in here. He's from Canada, and people in Canada, you guys have a tough time. Your test is hard. So, I guess disregard it's saying full duplexing, but it has dual simplex receive capability on the D72, which is my radio, and the D74 is the new version of that. So, edit that a bit. But you get the idea. You want to be able to receive on one band and transmit on another. And it could be even on the same band, just separated apart. You want to have the capability to do both. So what you can do, 2 radios. Just have 2 radios. Have one that's just doing the receive that you work the duplex with. And you could have somebody helping you do this. Maybe pump it into a Bluetooth speaker. And then use this radio for transmitting. You can do that. That'd be great for SO50. You should actually go download the apps, the free apps, or go to the N2Y0 and just start following SO50 and kind of get used to its pattern, and then you can find it generally. You may have to wait a couple of days until it gets you at the right time when you want to make when you're available and can make a contact. But absolutely. Okay, man, tons of chats coming in. Test is hard because we are smart. That's right. Yep, Jason Phi says that's how ships get their weather reports. That's right, they get through NOAA. The NOAA satellite images are APT. There you go. Oh, right. It's still an image, but it's not slow scan. Just a heads up, you need a special program to code the images. It doesn't use standard SSTV. That's right. Thank you. Okay. So what do you need? Full duplexing is preferred. That's still true. Crossband. I should have wrote crossband repeat. That's what I meant. Or anyway, crossband capable. Crossband dual simplex. Anyway, don't get caught up in that. You need a headset. I highly recommend a headset. Yeah, it's still there. I highly recommend a headset. Antennas. So it's not fun like trying to go like this with antennas and follow the satellite around on its trajectory, on its path. So you should get a Yagi. And the picture I showed right in the beginning was a Yagi on a tripod, like just a simple photo tripod. In fact, I've got behind my Wizard of Oz curtain here. I have my my Yagi that I built, and the link is in the description to how to build this guy. It's a green screen, not a yellow screen. Anyway, I'll get into detail on this one in a second. This thing is cheap, man. You go get a Harbor Freight free coupon. Get yourself a free tape measure, and then you're good. You just need some cheap coax and some PVC. According to G-Predict, ISS should be over you fairly soon. Yeah, but there's nothing going on with ISS. And I don't have, I probably could hook this guy up to my VHF, UHF. Because I think the Digipeater's still functioning on the ISS. And this will work Digipeater, but I've got to reprogram it because it doesn't use APRS. It doesn't use the APRS frequency. Okay. Antenna, Yagi. There are auto-tracking antennas that you can build. Again, that's going to go the computer route. You're going to have to work that angle, and that's where it starts getting expensive, is when he starts talking about that. So the other prop that I pulled out earlier is you should have a voice or sound recorder. If you want to use that, V17, oh, I got my, don't mind that. If you want to use that shortwave radio, that the V115, that would work great for that. You could record it and you can spit it out, and you can use that to do your contacts with after. Because it's so fast, you don't want to be trying to write down contacts. You just want to keep going. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's Swift. ISS Digi is busted. They're putting a new radio up, I believe, this year. So good news. Ben Swain, why is that cheat? Oh, somebody said something's cheating. Depends on who, no legal limit. You could just keep going over and over and over. Yep. I think I keep saying it over and over again, but your technician or your first level license should be easy to get. You should get the license. They should encourage people to get the license. and then you can get better at radio over time. We're just talking about using a Baofeng or maybe a better radio and to talk to people. That's it. You don't need to know or get really good at how all the algorithms work for electronics or good grounding or good station antenna. Like, that's all good stuff to know, but you don't really need to know that to talk on this thing. Anyway, not to sidetrack. Charlotte is barking. That's great. So, yep, that's my antenna. I tried to focus on the feed line. So, there's only two pieces of this antenna that are actually the driven angles, and that's the center post here. Okay, the coax comes up. I split it from the shielding and from the main lead, and it gets soldered like a dipole to the different pieces of the tape measure, and then I have a hairpin that's soldered onto that, and that's for tuning it. Now, I don't know why I didn't even think yellow. Hey, yellow is going to be bad for a green screen. So the rear facing element is the reflector, and I always forget. I knew this and then I forgot it. The collector, collinear collector. Anyway, the rear reflector is the widest, right? And so as the RF is coming out of your kind of like a dipole here in the middle, everything that's bouncing this way down is hitting the reflector. The reflector's too wide. You see, it's slightly longer, right? It's slightly longer, and then that forces the RF forward. And then in front of that is and this one needs to be adjusted. Whew. This one needs to be adjusted. In front of that, the frontmost element is shorter than all of them, and that focuses the RF, and that's what gets you aiming. That's what gives you that beam-like capability. Ooh. That's why it's called a beam. Called a Yagi or a beam, but everybody knows it as a beam because it's literally like pointing your RF like a flashlight, and that's what you want. So that's all you need for that, pretty much, to get started with satellites. Another shout out. I've used one of these before, the Aero 2 Yagi dual band. You see, it's got vertical, those little verticals, and then the horizontal, the wide 3 elements. So the wide 3 elements are the 2 meter, and then the short multiple pieces are 70 centimeter. That's a cool one too. A little heavy. Oh, cool. KE0QHN says, I posted on Discord the status of the Digi, etc. for the ISS on Discord. I love that. Thank you very much. So anybody who goes to Discord, you can find out a little bit more if you're interested in the ISS. Carlos says, Hosh, I got a question. How do I do an arrow antenna with a metric tape? Well, hold on. Hold on. I got you, bro. So here's the website for the tape measure Yagi. This goes through a lot of details. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to convert the reflector, the director. You're going to have to change the inches, the dimensions in inches into metric to match whatever it is you're doing. So the reflector 41 3/8, convert that to metric. The driven element is 2 17 3/4 inch pieces of tape. Convert that to metric. And then 35 1/8 inches for the director. So do that. But if you want to convert it, that's, yeah. I live about half a mile from where the arrow antenna is made. Oh, man. Can you, like, go in the back, and if they've got a trash can and they're throwing the element, like, throwing some stuff away, just go collect it all and send it to me? Drifter's Workshop. Question, how bad do TRIM surrounded by trees affect your signal reception? So that's a very interesting question. The last QSL... or the last ARRL magazine previous month talked about the effect of trees. Trees have a kind of similar reaction to like a human getting in the way, which humans could body blank a receiver or a transmitter if you put the transmitter up against you. They can mess with you because they do have a bit, because they're moist. They've got a bit of not resonance, but They're kind of like an insulator, if you will. I don't think they don't affect UHF as much. HF, though, I think has more of an effect by trees, which is interesting because a lot of people that do QRP, we throw our antennas up in trees, so can't be that bad because we still make contacts. Okay. So I'm mentioning this just to mention it, and I think it's going to get fixed, and when it gets fixed, that'd be great. Again, go to Discord if you want to know all the particular details of where it's at, because it's a part of they've got a blog and all that stuff. The ISS had an APRS, not really an APRS, but a TNC that did packet radio. And you could basically send your packets up, your beacon packets up, and it would be repeated. Now, when you send a packet to a repeater, it's a digipeater. It's not a repeater. So that's what that is. And so that exists. Charlotte? My dog's barking. Transmitted beacons are basically retransmitted and can be heard by anyone receiving the ISS. So that's a real thing. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with the dog. Because it could be bad. We're going to check. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna add an ad or insert an ad. I'll be right back. What are you doing? Ay. Okay. Sorry about that. No, it didn't play. Huh. You didn't see the ad? YouTube stuff's always broken. There's a button on my streaming side where I can just click insert ad, but guess it doesn't work. I have, James Hart said, I have the open stub J-pole antenna from Arrow as my base station. Good. Dave Foder says, you may need to turn off this quality. Yeah, I did. Well, YouTube advertises in the middle of your live feed. Not without me doing it. So did some of you not see the ad, but some of you did? Those that did see it, say something. I'd like to know. Okay, so that's that. SSTV. We'll come back for the patrons. So I'm going to switch it over to Q&A because I've got some Q&A stuff I want to talk about. And it's an open Q&A platform this week. So feel free. Oh, and I still didn't get anybody on 2 meter. So if you want to get one of these playing card packs, I'll ship them to you. Yeah, maybe you have ad block. If somebody wants to try and work me on 1455555, you get your choice of the AK-47 playing cards or the Old West playing cards. You cannot have my sweet patches. Okay, so Carl saw it. Nice. They have YouTube Red or they have an ad blocker. Either way, doesn't matter. I was just curious. Okay, so questions. Questions and some clarifications. I did a video earlier in the week last week where I built that QRP Guys antenna, the tri-band antenna, and I was using this emery board here to file down the enamel. Got a really good comment that the person said, use hobby files. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. Hobby files are amazing. That's part of the reason I have these in my electronics kit, my kit that goes with me when I work on, anybody's stuff. And sure enough, I just totally forgot that I had them. So anyway, hobby files are great for taking enamel off of things. So if you're working on a kit and you've got enamel to get rid of, totally recommend the hobby file route. Oh, Charlotte's here. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte. Okay. We'll deal with that later. The Aurora. So if you're, sorry about that. If you look at my VHF conditions above, and it says band closed, band closed, band closed, band closed, that's talking about sporadic E. I didn't have a good enough answer for you guys on the last stream. That's sporadic E. It's where you can use VHF to actually bounce off of the atmosphere, which you can't normally do. Punches right through. Hey, from Memphis, awesome. What amp rating would one need for a 50-watt mobile as a base station? Like, if you want to put an amp onto a 50-watt base station? You'd have to respond to that one. Also, keep trying to hit one, but I think I'm too far for Diamond Bar. Diamond Bar might... Oh, with an FT60? Yeah. If an FT60 with an HT antenna, you're probably too far. If you had a maybe an antenna on the roof, I might be able to hear something. Yeah. 30 amps. Okay, cool. Now, also, I've been getting comments on this. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. I've been getting comments that people are having problems with their Baofeng. They will program a manual channel on their Baofeng, and they'll set the repeater offset to the plus or minus, and they'll save it, and it works. They're able to work. But then, when they take and they bring the radio into chirp, and they add a repeater to chirp, and they set the offset in chirp, and save it to the radio, they don't see the plus or minus when they're on that memory setting. At least that's the gist of it that I get. Now, I've not experienced this. And when I ask them, it's like, okay, so you're in chirp, it says minus for that frequency, for that repeater you're on, and it doesn't work. And they're like, no, it works. It works, but it doesn't show me the minus. And when I go into the menu, it doesn't say the plus or the minus. Well, so the VFO mode has its own offset that you can set. When you're in the memory mode, it's going to take whatever the offset is from the channel you program. Those are two separate things. So if you're monkeying around typing in frequencies and listening to simplex, or you're trying to manually program a repeater, you do have to put the offset in there, and you've got to save it to a memory channel. But then once it's in there, it should be fine. Now, once you have it in memory and it doesn't show a plus or minus, that I don't understand. If it works, though, if you're actually keying the repeater, you're able to hit the input, and it's kind of one of those things. It's like, it sounds like Baofeng, and I wouldn't mess with it personally. That's me. Yeah. Block sporadic E is so interesting. Typically around here, it happens right before or right after a frontal system comes through. Another site to check out is, and then it blanked out. Yeah, sporadic E can be really weird. 6 meter sporadic E is pretty cool. If you go on to YouTube and type in the Magic Band, or if you bought the Technician licensing handbook by Gordon West, you probably got the CD that comes along with it, and it's like 6 meter, the Magic Band. At least it was when I bought it. Very cool. Hazelback has got all kinds of questions about amperage. Okay. Chirp has been fine for me, but when I hand jam frequencies in, I can't get them to work. I'm telling you, man, I've never had a radio more difficult to program than a Baofeng. By the way, keep the questions coming. We're in the Q&A part of the show. That is my new mobile. This is my desktop mobile rig. I still have my TYT 9800 in my Xterra. I love that thing. It's great. I mean, it's a perfectly fine analog radio. It's got a ton of channels. I do like this icon, though. Again, this is very simple radio. It's just like the TYT. It just has different form, feel, and function. It's fine. The screen looks nice. It's not cluttered. Big digits on there. It's cool. Totally cool. Hey, what's up, Carrie? Carrie's in the chat, guys. Chirp program memories still work, but doesn't show the settings in the menus. Manually set ones do show. Yes, that's because. Actually, I don't know why, other than this is a true statement. If you program it in Chirp and it works, then it works. It doesn't need to show you anything technically in the settings because, again, maybe I'm wrong. I guess the question would be, can you modify the memory location? Because it would just be overwriting it. See, you got to keep in mind what they're doing here. You have to go back into VFO mode and type in a frequency. AO50. Yeah, or SO50. So, side tangent. Satellites are flying all over you all the time. So do go download an app or do go use the website and find out what antennas are in your area. And just start listening to them. You hand jam the frequency in there. Oh.
Node number 3146. The time is 8 p.m.
Maybe I'm on a repeater.
The temperature is 79.9 degrees Fahrenheit.
Has anybody trying to work me on...
Metric pressure is
29.85
and falling.
Is there somebody trying to work me right now? Aside from that. That was a weather station, yes, but... I just got a message on Hashnasi. Somebody asking me about radio stuff, no doubt. If you're trying to work me, say something in the chat. Or I'll jump down a couple of frequencies. I'll drop 5 or something like that. A couple of frequencies. Yeah. 15% basically, right? No, 14%. Holy crap. I don't know about manual programming, but using Chirp, you can shift channels up and down. Yes, yes, you can. So that's the point, is you get a channel, you type in the frequency for the receive side, set a PL tone if you want, and then you set the plus or minus. And then that's it. That's all you do. This individual is saying they set the channel that way in Chirp when they upload to the radio, and they talk on that repeater. It works, but when they go into the menu, they don't see the settings reflected. So my belief is that that's because it's a memory setting. And the setting you're seeing when you pull up the menu is for VFO, the frequency mode, right? It's not going to show you the memory settings because you can't even change the memory setting. You can, but you're going to have to overwrite the old memory setting with a new memory setting. So you're going to have to put it into frequency mode, hand jam in the frequency, set your PL tone, set your offset, and then save it. And that you would use the menu, but not to modify a menu, the item that's already in place. Ralm asks, is the tape measure Yagi useful for anything other than hunts and satcoms? That one, no. But Yagis are very popular for HF, like people when they got a big slamming system, when they got a lot of power, they love Yagis. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put a lot of power through a tape measure Yagi. Yeah, it was a simplex IRLP node. Ethan's here. What's up, Ethan? Carrie's got an antenna that she's been talking about in the ham radio crash course. I need to hang my roll-up MFJ antenna. Should I just hang it in a tree? Is there any way that I can hang it inside? So, this is the experimentation of the radio. Absolutely. Try to hang it inside and see what your results are. And then take it outside. The problem with hanging it from a tree is that you're going to have to get a long feed line. And you got wire going across your yard. Right? So, try it. Generally, everything I try and tell people is just try. Just try it. You got everything. The only thing that's separating you from playing radio is trying it. So, Rome, the QRP maybe for tape Yagi? Well, that's the problem, is that QRP, usually when I hear the term QRP, I'm thinking HF. And that antenna behind me is cut for 2 meters, not cut for 20 meters. 20 meter Yagis, 40 meter Yagis are big. Nobody's porting around a Yagi like that. They do, however, Buddy Pole, which makes a mighty fine portable antenna, very popular portable antenna. They have a rotatable dipole, which is semi-directional in its horizontal configuration. So I used 10 watts with my tape measure. Yeah, sure. I mean, that doesn't seem like a problem. I wouldn't probably go over 25. So, Carrie, you could probably hang it off of, like, your, the eave of your roof. And just find where the height is right and put in one of those, like, eye bolts or a hook, and then hang it from there and then run your feed line inside. I gotta go back. Did I miss a question? James said, James, the D72A? I must have missed the question. Question for any graybeards. I have an old... Oh, Hallicrafters S40 boat anchor analog receiver. Is it useless or worthwhile restoring for use? So it depends on what's broken, Drifter. It totally depends on what's broken. I don't know enough about tubes to really answer your question, but you can still get tubes. You can still buy tubes. Some tubes are still being manufactured, I believe, out of Russia and other Slavic countries. It depends, though. It depends on the tube that you need to replace. James Hart, massive question. First, is there such thing as a 2-meter radar? And second, might it cause interference on it? James, I think, did you comment on my video? I think I replied to it today with probably, maybe. You get a lot of slop sometimes from radar. And given, I think you're close to a base, I think was the comment. It's entirely possible. If it doesn't move around, like if it's kind of stays in the same frequency space, then it's most likely something like that. I don't know what. It doesn't necessarily have to be radar. It could be other things. Track it. Go build yourself a Yagi and track that sucker down. Ralm asks, TYT does have a detachable, if I remember right. Yeah, the 9800 does. Indeed. It does power up. It wasn't. It should work after I replace the wax paper caps. So, okay. I mean, if you think that you swapped out the parts that were broken, then yeah, it should work. It should be fine. James says I'm close to an airport and airbase. Yes, I remember this comment. Yeah, you can get radar. Okay, I have one screenshot. A little catty of me. I don't necessarily need to do this, but I got I got this comment on YouTube. Look, man, you're not giving clear view of stuff. You are just talking a lot. This is on my mobile radio video where I was like talking about the different mobile radios that are available. There are smartphones like the Conquest S11 with walkie-talkie PTT, and then Kenwood, Baofeng, blah blah. There are 3 things that all people want to know. No one is blaming you about it, but if you want me to subscribe, you gons give real informations. 1, which is the top best walkie-talkie there are? 2, are there 2 different of them? Smartphones and walkie-talkies don't care how much it costs. 2, what is GPS for walkie-talkie? Is there a way to use it for smartphone, Bluetooth, or cable connection to get local location data? 3, at least a rugged one, waterproof and long-range walkie-talkie that is dual, and you can send SMS or maybe not, but it's useful. Maybe if it got Morse code to send will be more survival. answer these questions if you want to get a subscribe and help people on finding the right one. I get a lot of comments. Direct comments, way crazy amount of comments on the YouTubes. But that one I felt was particularly interesting because it's like so many things going on, like a ton of things going on in that comment. I don't know how cell phones have anything to do with anything we're talking about. We're not doing anything with a cell phone. And if a cell phone has a VHF or UHF radio in it, that's fine, but the S11 does not. Wow. Oh my gosh. Carrie's taking her test on Saturday. Excellent. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to show it is the number one question: which is the top best walkie-talkie there is, or there are, is his words. I get that question more than anything. I always answer it the same way. I recommend you buy, if it's your first radio, you're totally fine buying a UV5R or a Baofeng BF F8HP. That's the straight up answer. I should just make a video just for that. That is the, like, I don't want to, I mean, it kind of is, though. It's kind of like the lowest common denominator. It's just your entry level radio. That's all, and that's all right. It works on repeaters. It's analog. You're good. You're good. That's cool. You don't have to get fancier than that. Because once you start getting fancier, then you got to pay more money. You got to pay a lot more money. Even if you just want something to go up, same function, right? Almost the same capabilities as the Baofeng, the Yaesu FT60. It works. I thought I heard something. Works the same as the Yaesu. Or, I'm sorry, it's the Baofeng. But this is made in Japan, or it's made in China and then shipped to Japan and then boxed and shipped here. Mine might be an original Japanese make. I don't know. This was it's still Vertex, but I got mine in the early 2000s. But same capability, and this is $150. $150. Should you begin every hobby by dropping $150? Don't get me wrong. I want you to be in the hobby. I want you to stay, and I want you to get more engaged. And if you buy this Baofeng and you don't like it, then give it away. If you buy this Baofeng and then you graduate to better radios, then give it to somebody else and get them in the hobby. Hurts nobody. It hurts nobody. Yeah, Carrie, we're all rooting for you. You're gonna be fine. You're probably already like doing the teacher thing and overanalyze. Teachers and engineers have a lot in common. They like overanalyze a lot of things, and I'm assuming you're sitting there thinking about it a lot. So you're gonna be fine. If you've already passed 75%, you're fine. So, any questions about the satellite stuff? Because that was the topic of the day, and I covered it in like a general. This was just a first step, right? We're taking forward steps with radio. This is just a first step, because there's a lot of heady technical details that when you start Googling it, you'll get deeper in on it. If you want to save it for Discord after we end here, that's fine. That caused them to be live feed plus phone is like... Oh, Drifter's Workshop. Okay. I didn't know you were sight impaired? That's tough. So, if you... I don't know what your situation is on... I don't... Did you ask a question I missed? Hold on, let me go back. I kind of did go on a rant there. Realm. I passed general through pure osmosis. I slept on the book. Anyway, Drifter, if you want, you can send me a message at Hoshnasi on Facebook, or you can join the Ham Radio Crash Course, and you can send me a message that way. then I can just go direct. That might be easier than trying to. Jason Phi says, Hosh, I think you should type up a 20-page step-by-step procedure on how to do all this. At least that will help your YouTube troll not... Well, so to be fair, that video that I put up on the Baofeng where I superimposed the Baofeng on the screen and typed through all the menus, that took me a long time to make that. Like, a long, long time. It's old, but the Baofeng hasn't changed, so it's still completely apt. I just point everything to everybody to that. Just got a Baofeng, go for it. Here you go. Go crazy. A guy who demoed satellite communications used a tablet to track the satellite he was using. Yeah, James, it's gone. Yeah, go SatWatch. The app that I talked about is, you might not have made it in the beginning, but if you're on an iPad, go SatWatch. You just type in your satellite that you're looking for, and you can swing it around, and you can see exactly what the path is. I am running an ICOM 2730A. It's too bright. There we go. That's a lot better. Oh, we got a CubeSat guy in here. Danny. I'm part of a CubeSat club at my school, and your videos are what helped me to get to where I needed to be to work on the satellites. Yo, that's awesome. Danny, that's so cool. So help me out. Where are you from, and what kind of CubeSat are you working on? Is it just a home built? I mean, I'm assuming it's home built. Need more information. Or send me something over on the Hashnasi Facebook page so I can talk with you a little bit. I'm curious to know more. Desire to learn more increases. Got lucky, not much math. Oh yeah, you got lucky. I did get some math, which I don't think the math is that hard. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, walked to the top of a hill, tried to make the contact, no luck. Oh well. So, RCFB73, are you interested in soda? Because I'm going to get Jerry on one of these chats, and we're going to talk some soda game. There's all kinds of little hints and tricks for soda. You can't really just go out and like, hey guys, just hope that you get people on some frequency. You actually got to have some plan. There's a website you can post to. You can post to it via a phone app, believe it or not. And then it'll tell people where you're at. I don't want to give too much away, though, because then you won't come back. So, Alex Trigger. I thought GoSatWatch was for both. But if it's not, I'm sure there is a very good Android app. I just don't know it. Did Brad say he went up on top of the hill? Can you turn to... Yeah. 436-795. Is this a trap? Oh, get out of there. 436... No! 436... 795. Kilo India 6, November Alpha Zulu. Kilo India 6, November Alpha Zulu, CQ. Oh! Are you there? Is that you? Maybe I'm just hearing phantom voices. Kilo India 6, November Alpha Zulu. Kilo India 6, November Alpha Zulu. CQ. CQ. Can you hear me? KE0? QHN? I'm hearing ghost voices. Oh. I thought somebody was trying to talk to me. Now you're just trolling to me, man. I don't hear anything. I was hearing ghost voices. I want to do soda, but where I live is so flat, there's no summits anywhere even remotely close by. Yeah, man, that's... Some of us get all the luck because we're surrounded by mountains. Got to get some money together. Now I gotta go back. What are you thinking of? I'm trying to track multiple conversations that's going on. I didn't hear... Yeah, I know now. Thanks, it's the SO50 downlink. K9ARV is mentioning a nice little HF radio. Oh, the FT450D. Yeah! Yeah. It's a good radio. Hey, I'm sexy with the reverse screen. That reverse LCD, though. Alright, I think we're going to end it here because it is getting a little late and I got some stuff I got to take care of. I do have a reminder. If you stumble upon a best Baofeng review, you remember like Jay Leno used to do headlines back in the day and people used to snip the headlines and ship it to him? I need you guys to send me, like when you're out on the internet and you find, you know, if you're on Amazon or you're on some crazy Chinese website and it has a Baofeng, I want you to send me the link if it's a funny review. I want the best Baofeng reviews. I'm going to do that again. That was funny. I had a really good time with that. Anyway, yeah, okay, so again, subscribe if you haven't. Uh-oh, someone hit up the uplink so we can hear you on. Just, I don't think we should funnel my voice onto the satellite, the poor satellite. Same guy bought the mobile rig from that has an FT450 for sale. Yeah, I like the FT450, man. I like the FT450 a lot. I think it's a great, entry-level radio, but I think it's a fun entry-level radio. And you can still do digital. Oh, what's up, man? Jason's in the chat. So Jason got the pocket knife in the last stream, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna be in this area of California. Are you gonna be around in that area?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "Why don't you bring that pocket knife and we'll go grab a beer?" That's what we did. So I was able to hand him the knife and got to sit down and have a good little chat. Yeah, we were there for a little while talking. Very cool. I'm happy to do that. If you guys are local and want to meet me at the TRW swap meet, no problem. Discord link. Loyal's probably around here, or Ethan might be around here. You can grab a link and post it. If you scroll up to the top, hopefully you'll see it. I don't know if you can go back that far. I don't know if you can go back before where you were on, but yeah. And Carrie, you are gonna do great. So before we actually, that's a good. I should gotta hit my points here. Thank you to the patrons doing this because a lot of people support the channel, not just through Patreon, but the Amazon stuff. If you just click the link and search for whatever, that helps me out. And but big thanks to our patrons here, the producer patrons. Carrie, obviously, Carrie is gonna go take her test. That's awesome. Michael Nieswender, Von Dobbs, Terry Hines, Jason Brown, and Chris Ebert. So, and of course the Brew Crew. You guys get just a shout out for the beer there. 7-3s, guys. All right, I like that. That's a custom job by yours truly. Man, that's a good. If you guys like Grand Cru beer, you would like this 6th anniversary by Figaro Mountain. That's a killer beer. Okay, I'm going to hop over to Discord and go talk to everybody over there. If you have not already, please subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you know when I'm streaming. Last week I did a kind of wild stream. I may do a wild stream this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be possible yet from my the area that I'm going to be in. It should be interesting though. So hit that bell. Newsletter, I'm working on the newsletter this weekend. I'll have enough downtime to actually get that thing typed up and edited and shipped out. That will be this weekend, so if you are interested in that, details are on the Patreon. It's in the link below. Also, got a reminder from my buddy. I have had the Kill Lifter for sure. Got a reminder from my buddy G-Webs doing the Gun Show Loophole Tour, killing it there. And he wants to keep going. So if you think it's cool what he's putting down, one of the rewards is you get this cool patch. It's got the Velcro backing. You can put this on your you put this on my hair. My hair's pretty froey. I put all my patches, my Velcro patches, on the hood line or the roof liner of my car. So if you're ever in my car, you'll see just a ton of all kinds of little patches and stuff that I've got set up there from all my friends that I got on the internets here. So there's the Gun Show Loophole Tour 2018. I was a participating member of the 2016 Gun Show Tour and the one before that. So that'll do it. Guys, thanks so much. I'm going to hop over to Discord. If you have not already, I don't think anybody posted the link. Let me see if I can grab that really quick from the Discord. Did anybody post that? I need the link for the Discord chat. Ham help. Somebody post in I don't know. I need somebody. Oh, wait, hold on. I want to do this. I can do this myself. Okay. Let's do this. Here it comes. Alright, that'll do it. That's the Discord link. You hop in there. It's free to join. And it's basically like a party chat here on the internet. So we'll talk radio. Okay? Take it easy, guys. See ya.